Hey guys, Josh from Top Gun Maine. We're going to do a quick muzzle device swap. This gentleman's going to be getting a suppressor, and he's going to go with a chemo connection. So we're going to pull off the A2 flash hider, put a dead air chemo muzzle device on it, and let's see how that's done. So you're going to make sure you need, your normal wrenches. You'll need an armorer's wrench to take off the A2 flash hider. This one, we have several armorer's wrenches, but this was the one that I used just because it's got a nice, good muzzle device A2 cutout. So I'll be using that. It's just gonna clamp on here, and then we're gonna loosen it. We'll take it off, and then we'll install the new one, and I'll show you a little bit of that. All right, so A2 flash hider's off. Like I said, we're gonna be putting on a dead air flash hider. Now this is going to need shims. We're not going to use a crush washer. You never use crush washers when it comes to suppressor mounts or direct thread suppressors. You just screw them on. Like I said, this will take a shim. I am going to get a brush. You don't have to do this, but I do recommend doing it. I'm just going to brush out any crud in the threads, threads. Wipe it down, make sure it's clean, and then we'll start to install the new muzzle device. All right, so as you guys will notice, we've got different shims here. They do come in different sizes. Pretty much what you're doing is you've got to make sure it's timed correctly, and by timed I mean we've got that indexing hole, which would be for a pin and weld, so that is going to be positioned on the bottom, and then that will be positioned on the top, and that's your indexing for the actual mount. So how do you find how much space you need? Well, let me show you. All right, so thread the muzzle device all the way on. Notice that it is not timed correctly. Find your indexing hole. Oh God, come on camera. That's the indexing hole. Anyway, so back. Yeah, indexing hole. Whoa. There it is. There it is. All right, so we have to back this off a little bit. And we want our indexing hole on the bottom and our indexing for the muzzle on the top. So there we are. Whoops, again, camera. Boom. And then this shows you how much of a space you're going to need for that shim. All right, guys, back. Muzzle device is on. So you'll see, boom, there are the shims. Man, I guess I got to come back even further. There we go. Shims are on. It is timed correctly. Notice I did use a upper receiver vise and put it in a vise. Notice there's your pin and weld index hole, 6 o'clock. That is where you want it. Again, like I said, fairly easy to do. YouTube has restrictions on showing how to do certain stuff, so you didn't see me actually time it all the way. I just took it off, showed you how to put the shims, lined her up, and torqued her down. I do recommend this lovely little tool right here. This is a forward control design joint muzzle wrench. You got an A2 compensator side, which you can use, but any armorer's wrench will do. And then you also have the suppressor mount, and it shows you the correct torquing poundage, 20 to 30 foot-pounds. Comes in handy, fits nice. Sometimes you can't get a wrench to fit over these suppressor mounts, so nice and clean, done. We'll let the customer know, and then they'll be able to run their AB suppressor on it with a chemo mount. Beautiful. All right, ladies and gents, one other thing you want to do before you actually take your first shots after you've put your new mount on, you can see suppressor is attached to it. You want to check concentricity. Make sure that suppressor mount and the suppressor are going to be concentric with the bore of the barrel. I have a concentricity rod already in it. And if we're looking, you back up a little bit, boom. So, we are concentric. Notice how it's not touching any certain side. It's perfectly even in the middle. That is what we are looking for. And I know you're freaking out. Oh my God, he's facing a barrel. This has been safety checked. There's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the barrel except that concentric rod. So all you safety Karens, I don't want to hear it. I checked it, I just didn't show you. It is empty, it is safe. But yeah, that's the final steps.